Greetings everyone, please give a moment to make sure everything's set on up. For those who are watching probably the video after the live stream, I have, same thing with yesterday, I have a bit of a welt in the inside of my lip, which I actually bit it, and then I keep on biting it and making it even worse and somewhat hard to speak. So this live stream may be a little bit shorter, because right now this is sort of rest in between my teeth. It's annoying. Ugh, and also painful. Looks like everything's booting on up. Activate the the chats. And there we go. That's all good. Leave a preview over here to save the resources. Let me double check my other computer. Yep, looks like everything is good to go. So let's get started. Of course, I tend, or only at the moment, try to find random matches that are going on. Let's see. Way too low. Xbox. I don't think I've seen a score that low before. Alright. Here we go, we should do that one. Greetings everyone, Android here with another, what am I thinking, Age Mythology replay. Small on top side as the blue Zeus, we got casual player. Small on the south side as the yellow Poseidon, we got Sultan, or Sultan. And why is there weekly objectives up there? Can I hide that? Is there any way for me to get rid of that? I'm going to need to figure out how to close that out. Either way, let's go and just focus on the game. Spawn bottom right side is yellow Poseidon, got Sultan. Wait, already did that part. We do have now the lure now deployed on the field. Collecting up some delicious venison, or in this case, gazelle. Up north, we do of course have the gazelle being collected up here as well. A couple pigs gathered on up. Got a nice little line of trees there. With the blanket of Empress Zoe, makes buildings more resistant to crush damage, so it resists its counter damage. Dwarven horseshoes make cavalry 5% faster. Good for both Poseidon and Zeus, more so for Poseidon. Adamantine shingles give houses plus 2% hit points, and we got the Fur of Boyer, which is heroes get a bit of health regen, which is going to be pretty nice. And you know what? While this is going on, they're both in the age up phase. We got Athena versus Hermes. I'm going to try to look up how to disable those weekly objectives. In the settings UI, disable show community events. Got it. Settings UI, Disables. Called show community events. Show sites, show age restricted content. No commands, not content. Here we go. There, that's gone. I wonder if there's anything to show build stuff on over here. Yeah, well, I haven't spent too much time looking around that. Why is it saying YouTube chat disconnected? Please try again. Okay, got reconnected. Is that why my YouTube chat's been a little bit buggy? Let's see. Did I drop any frames? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it looks like YouTube being a little bit stupid. But either way, do now the scout pursuing Atlantia and the Centaur. Atlantia is the fast hero, so she's not as fast as Centaur, but she's good enough. And Blue Scout will be thrown away right there. Go ahead and close out this, pull up the live stream back on up. My apologies. I sort of wish there's a way I can just click on structures and... Oh wait. I think they added that button now. Now I can see what stuff can or can't be built. That's actually nice now. Finally. But I still have to have the player selected, which is the same menu there. Yeah. Unless there's a button switch between players, but I don't think there is. I need to look that up. Do have the Atlantia bringing back a relic. It is the relic for the hero health regen, which can be quite nice. At least it makes so your heroes can be at full health between conflicts. Neither side has deployed out their initial god, or side has deployed initial god power, but both has not. They still got restoration and ceasefire. Yellow's now deployed a secondary town center, and looks like he's just focused on eco. So is Blue. Now got the Centaur and Atlantia now pushing the way forward. Pegasus is deployed and fueled by Blue, very nice. You can get a free one with Hermes as well. Let's go for some basic walls over here, not a bad idea. Decent number of hoplites there, no medium upgrade just yet. Well, sounds like a hyena went down there. If you highlight this here, you see a Q move, so select up there, then go right there, very nice. And we do now this next settlement going on up. And Blue is now pushes his way forward, does have a good number of hoplites. Yellow does not have much of an army. Wait, where did the score screen go? This new patch, I think, broke some things. Like, now there's no longer a score screen showing stuff. I just realized, because beforehand I was able... Wait. Why is that not there anymore? It's because... I guess this patch broke some things. Did that one setting... No? Yep, looks like they broke things in the replay system. Blue is now pushing his way forward, chopping down the wooden wall. You can see both players' god powers, but this is just still just general Q. Starting to siege down this armory there. Good amount of force here. Yell's trying to pull back the villagers. He does have the watchtower upgrade queued, but not being researched. A couple free militiamen just trying to pull them back, so get a bit of damage there. A lot of these villagers are getting quite wounded there. Can't fight around the town. So they've got some hoplites being pulled on the field. Yellow got a bit too greedy with the economy, appears to be. Lankia does go down there. Good enough villagers there. Throws out ceasefire. Very necessary at this point in time. And there's the age up. And there's a Nemean lion. We got medium infantry here. Blue does not have medium units. Green's in the curse there. Get some delicious piggies as well. I had to call Blue's armor right there, so it's a good time for curse. But Poseidon has now consumed all of his god powers, so Zeus has deployed out none so far. Going for more hoplites now. These are the hoplites. Going for Toxdays wouldn't be half bad. Nemean lions, centaurs will both be good as well. We do now have the labyrinth of Minos being researched, as well as Olympian parentage. Also go and take a quick look at seeing why the replay viewer change. One is Control Shift F1 F2 between B players. That does not appear to be working unless. Nope. Oh, that's Age of Empires 2. Control F1. Or F2. Nope, that doesn't work. Yeah, but then replay, viewer. I'll just do last week. Yep, don't see anything where people complain about the replay viewer. So I wonder if it's just me. Control 1. Okay. Alright, that can switch between players. But it doesn't necessarily help me out with this up here. He is aging up, Zeus is. But right now I'm wondering why. Oh, backspace, that doesn't help out. Here we go. Spectator mode. Default speed. Nope. Restart replay. Nope. Slower speed. Spectate. Toggle timeline. Control Q. Select unit player. Shift enter. Hello. Either way, Zeus has aged up, but does have the Manticore available, which means Underworld Passage. Poseidon is currently researching Hippolyta, also queued up Artemis. Right now, Poseidon has plenty of gold to age up, needs some more food. And does get enough food now, must have bought some food there. Or maybe just dropped off some there. So it looks like Yellow's going to try to age up once again. Does have 2 town centers going. And my apologies, I'm trying to figure out some of these technical difficulties. Town center now being built by Zeus. Fortified town center is being researched by Yellow. Zeus, let's see. There's no... The villager button or viewing. Okay, I have to highlight it there. Currently 89 civilians. Versus 80. So Zeus has 80. Poseidon has 89. So very similar there, but Poseidon does have a slight advantage. Both players can pull out some farms. My apologies for all the issues. This is just one where I have to find alternatives how to work around the issues now popping up. Hoping maybe when I just load up the next replay, it just works perfectly fine. Because I remember clicking on units didn't allow me to see this stuff as well. Yellow's currently maxed out population. Blue has some population to work with. He does have additional town centers compared to his opponent, but of course Yellow's fortified town centers does almost match his opponent's maximum population available. Yellow's now aged on up, has extra Earthquake, which can be very good. Earthquake's been summoned. Earthquake's been summoned here. And destroying a whole bunch of housing is actually going to be very useful. It will deny reinforcements to this upcoming fight, because now Zeus is down to 85 population. Poseidon's right now is 210. Zeus has some restoration. And Poseidon does bring the bolt there. Takes the Chimera. Manticore still firing away, along with Odysseus, but Yellow does have reinforcements coming in, while Blue does not. I suppose... Yeah, Blue still does not have any reinforcements coming on in. Got a decent amount of siege weapons by Yellow. Maybe a little bit too much at the moment, but they will become very handy very soon. One of the siege weapons do go down there. Polyphemus has not been pulled yet on the field. He is queued on up with more Chimera on the build queue. So it looks like Yellow's going for Chimera. Also going for the Flames of Typhon. It looks like some of these water bison did get aggravated there. They did get a little bit wounded. Yellow's going to be sieging down the town, so just keep keeping this melee forces there to provide a bit of protection for it. Hopefully, Hippolyta and Atlantean pieces all on the field. They will report those Minotaur no problem. Towns are now under siege. Large number of hoplites and toxidays on the build queue. Yellow's going for more Hypassus and toxidays. And the hoplite there does go down. Yellow does have a pretty good amount of force on the field, and also I think they're all champion as well. You've got champion over here, just got medium hoplites. Not even heavy. Heavy's on the build queue. So we've got a massive tech advantage by yellow. You know, Zeus is in heroic age, doesn't have heroic age units. Barring Odysseus, of course. Jason is down here. And there's a Chimera for Jason to take on, but Jason does go down there. High passes push way forward. Blue's bringing in a good number of high passes and Toxays now. Similar composition to yellow. We've seen this composition. Poseidon could try to point out some of his unique heavy cavalry. Zeus has recovered max population. It looks like they have equal max population at the moment. And it looks like yellow does win the game. This ain't great saying thank you for watching. My apologies for the issues. And on to the next replay. Okay. One of the things was... let's see... I wonder if you hear me a moment. When I spectate these replays, it does create a replay file. I want to open it, see if this replay has issues. Okay, that's up there. Is it just bugged out for spectate? Excuse me a moment, I just want to do some quick testing. You know what you should do? Maybe all my messing around, I hit a button that removed that overlay. Okay, it's working there. My apologies, everyone. I can only blame myself for my own stupidity. This one has somebody viewing. Is this a decent ranked replay? Oh, be a good last choice. Let's see if it's any better first choices. Drop. I'm assuming, let's see. Sorry, I'm just curious if there's anything that shows like search by ranking. Yep, we'll just do this one. Open slot. Oh, double Poseidon. Greetings everyone, and great here with another... Both of the lures going off at the same time just made me blank out for a moment. Spawn bottom right side is the blue Poseidon. We got Pong Lettuce. Spawn top left side is the red Poseidon. We got Jacob XD. Of course, it is a Poseidon mirror. He deployed out the lure next to the hippopotami, while blue or red decides to deploy next to the gazelle. Hippopotamuses should provide more food collection, right? They're also a bit more dangerous since it takes as long to kill off. They do provide 1 food per second, as opposed to gazelles, which also provide 1 food per second. So there's no difference in this game between dangerous hunts and not dangerous hunts. In other Age of Empires games, dangerous hunts such as boar or do provide extra food income as opposed to the non-dangerous hunts such as deer. And do now have Hermes now being deployed on the field by red, which will give max the Centaur and the Ceasefire. And blue has not started aging up just yet. Going for the temple now. The age up does cost... I can't highlight it. It's like 500 food or 400 food. I always forget exact amounts. 400. So that's a pretty late start there by Blue. A bit of an oversight there. Now Red does have a Centaur pushing way forward. And a Thesis won't be really useful to counter him. Okay, to counter it, just not great. Since he starts out like with most military units in this age with like 0.5 damage. Not even full damage per strike. You now have Thesis coming around. Villager's getting hit pretty badly there. He does have 1.6, does have the times 12 multiplier as well, so he's okay. In this case, it's more the lack of damage Centaurs do to him is the better part. But Red does secure a nice little villager kill. Wait, the overlay disappeared again. They'll switch between players breaks this? I think switching between players breaks this. That's what's causing this patch. Oh boy. Bad damage there onto the... Or maybe it was shrinking this. I need to test that out. More arrows firing away, getting some damage. Jason or Thesis taking some fire there. Hippus trying to take him out. Blue has aged up, so Jason or Thesis does have decent damage. The Blue's taking out, losing some villagers now. And the Centaur does finish on the Centaur. Thesis does go down. Centaur pursuing the Hippus. Hippus and Centaur move the same movement speed. So they won't be able to catch up to each other. And I don't think combat sprints exist in this game. Blue is trying to go for another town center here. Has an idle villager. That's a bit of a mistake. I don't think Red will see this. Yeah, my apologies for the overlay up here going away. Appears that there's something in this patch that's causing bugs to the replay viewer. I haven't been able to isolate it down. I got it mostly isolated. Oh, looks like one of the players did pause for a moment. So I did take a bit of damage there. Villager pushing her way forward. Got another Thesis here. He's ready to write his thesis. Bit of a health regen coming along with these guys here now. One Centaur right here. Does fire the arrow volley there. Getting a little bit of splash damage. May need to get the watchtower at the current rate to help protect himself and provide some attrition damage to these Hippus. Taking an opportunity to take out the villagers, finds the. I think the wounded one did manage to get inside the town, the watchtower, but the other ones did not manage to get in there. Let's see. This is the blue player. The blue player does have 29 civilians on the field, make that 30. The other one does have 26, only has one town center, so blue will start getting more and more advantage there. Blue does not have many military units on the field at the moment. Villagers will be hit once again. Hippus getting a lot of good swipes there. Good harassment there by Red. 28. 31. So he's doing a good job calling out the numbers. We got some rhinoceros being claimed. They're quite delicious, I'm assuming. I don't know how rhinoceros ever tastes in real life, but I'm more than willing to try, along with giraffe and elephant. And looks like someone picked up a relic there. Looks like blue picked up a relic to make his villagers collect gold faster. Pegasus taking some fire there from the heroes. Red is going for the spirited charge. The spirited charge. Blah. Can't speak right now. Got a little welt on my lip. We got some pop lights here to help engage these cavalry units. Of course, you can't get Prodromos into age 3, the counter units. Also, I think the counter units should be available sooner rather than later, since counter units should be, well, counter units. They need to be accessible in order to counter the counter units. Or the counter the units that are supposed to counter. It's now falling back there. It's also not like they start out like as medium. They do start out as regular Hippus, so they start the scale of upgrades as well. Good damage on the Hippus there. Just to fall back a little bit there. Red does have still decent Hippus force, and we've got some villagers push way forward, trying to eat the delicious elephants. Also perhaps eat the crocodiles as well. But the elephants sort of scattered pretty far away, but of course these guys are dangerous hunts, so they will be aggroed. That one lady did find the tusks. Blue still has 2 towns versus just Red's just 1. So right now we do have 47 population versus 38. And I think the lure just went down. Going for a granary here. Oh, there's the lure. I heard something got deleted. I'm not sure what it was. Granted, this is not the original Age of Mythology, where the lure automatically decays over time. Or just dies. Some of these villagers are going down. A good number of those villagers are going down, honestly. They're standing fighting. They only have 55 health. As of course, can't get that research yet to make them a bit more healthy. More hoplites push way forward. Oh, and it looks like Red's centaur went down to Thesis. Right now, Blue has 44 civilians, Red has 42, so Red's doing a good job of calling his opponent's civilian numbers, that's for sure. But now Blue is able to get some swipes against these villagers. Hoplites push way forward, villagers backing on off. And Blue's actually heading up there. We'll find some not captured pigs. They're pretty well fattened as well. Have those piggies wee all the way back to the new home. Hippus now engaging Blue's villagers once again, gets good hits here. That's just a Pegasus in the mini-map. Did take out a couple more villagers there. One more villager drew the short straw. Now, the music doesn't change now when you switch between players. That's nice. And this last patch, while bugged out a lot of things in replay system, I now realize as well that the audio's been largely fixed. Yeah, it's one bug or another. Got the Militia Man here. The Militia Man is somewhat anti-cavalry. 50% additional damage versus cavalry. Of course, 1 Militia Man versus 5 Hippus, never great odds. He's no hero, because he's not glowing. That's how you can tell he's no hero. And now this watchtower will go down. Only has 1 village inside of it at the moment. And 3 militiamen do pop out, while 1 of them did get rallied. But the militia actually being pretty useful there. Blue's now pushing forward as well, so I missed some of the conflict. Looks like Red has aged up. He hailed Hydra versus Blue going for Aphrodite, so got a bit of a difference here. Blue could use ceasefire to help disengage. 1 elephant still remains, so he's ate 1.5 elephants. And Thesis could stay behind and engage. I mean, heroes are very good against Myth units. Thesis does have times 12 multiplier versus Myth units. Hydra is getting multiple heads there, and that's how you get head. Rhinoceros right there being devoured as well. Red's going to try another swing at the giraffes. Another Atlantea pulling the field, the fast hero. Which should be decent versus the Centaur. Centaur still outspeed her. Does get some swipes there. Maybe go ahead and just focus on the Hydra. The Hydra can't escape. He's just pushing me forward as well. Hydra taking some pretty good damage there. May see a good volley there on the hoplites. Hydra does go down. Thesis does go down there. Red Atlantea is still doing quite well. Blue Atlantea takes out the Hippus there, so she won't be going down just yet. And Red Atlantea does go down. Now we do have a good number of Hypasus and Hippus on the build queue, and 3 Centaur. Maybe a little bit bad overqueue there. And Red is also queued up Hippatus to give access to Colossus and to the Plentyvolt. Blue's Nemean line is right here, and plus Blue still has access to Curse, which can help lock down an assault. Or maybe a heavy raid. Turn them to all delicious piggies. I pass this here in decent numbers. Nemean line does roar. And there is Curse there by Red. And got the Centaur pole mark upgrade as well. These piggies need a wee all the way there to their new home. My stomach. Could just go ahead and task them back here, keep them nice and safe. Or wherever the villagers could immediately eat them. But you can always be a little bit greedy and let them fatten up and eat the delicious elephant. Right now is almost cleaned up these crowned cranes. Has cleaned up the crowned cranes. And do have some Peltas as well as Toxays being queued on up, going for some economic upgrades of course. I don't think Red, even though he has the God selected, I don't think he has deployed out a fortress in order to meet the technological requirements for him. I do have a military academy and stable being built there. Nemean Lion here. One of those Centaur were pretty wounded, the other one is still severely wounded. And he is taking out some of those backline units there. He does not have medium nor heavy range units. And there's ceasefire deployed by Blue. Looks like the arrows that still fall down still do damage since it's already cast ability. That's good to know. But Blue will get his fortress up and going, provide some good defensive capability. Medium Hypasus, so he does the, but still does not have heavy infantry, does not have even medium ranged. I don't have. I don't think I've seen Blue deploy out stable yet this entire game either. Ceasefire has subsided. Red still has access to his ceasefire. Red's now going for his heavy infantry. And is that heavy cavalry? Yes. Blue's heavy infantry being researched as well as medium range soldiers. Granary now receiving some damage. In real life, if a grenade catches on fire, it could actually explode. Sugar is a component you can refine into high explosives. So, yep. And a lot of foods, of course, are, especially when it gets inside the silo where it gets a bit more powderized and sort of hangs the air, that becomes a thermobaric bomb. Blue is currently aging up before Red, going for Artemis, give access to Chimera and to the Earthquake. I heard another town pulled out by Red. Red has now pulled up Bronze, which is going to be very helpful, and Red is the one who has Ceasefire remaining, not Blue, so Blue can't counter the Bronze with Ceasefire. Fortress now under siege. Lupalia does stay alive for now. Of course, this is Poseidon Mirror, which means militiamen are going to be deployed in out as plenty. Helps slow down your opponent's advance. Got copper research now on the way for Blue as well. Earthquake can now be brought on in, which looks like this Hippus is going to come in and scout out for a Earthquake. And also, destroying all the housing wouldn't be half bad. It will stop Red's advance, at least its reinforcements. Earthquake has been summoned, will not be striking many housing. But there will be a decent amount of militia now pulled out by 4 Red. Chimera does breathe some fire there. Medium high passes far away, or Peltas. High passes does close onto the Peltas. Atlantia pursuing the pole mark. And those units will be cleaned on up there. There should be a decent amount of militia on the field. Looks like approximately 20. That'll give Red some breathing room. Right now, Red just needs more food in order to deploy out his next age up. Right now, Blue does have 92 villagers. Red has 83. Champion infantry now being researched by Blue, and I think it just saw him cancel heavy range. Or maybe it got completed. Oh, so did it actually get completed? Does have poison attacks with these guys here. Artemis gives plague, shafts of plague.
Λέγε.
Red's a little bit idle at the moment, not really deploying out too much, other than some good amount of cavalry. Both those units do go down. Militiaman pushes way forward. And there's actually quadruple Chimera here. That guy is immolated. We do now have the Golden Apple, cause increasing war quick villagers by 20% of the temple. And there's a decent amount of militiamen there. Militiamen, of course, are not affected by heavy upgrades. Oh, they are affected by heavy infantry. Huh. I did not know that. Probably should get the guys that don't have any visual indication there. And these militiamen immediately get immolated by the Chimera. Red's not aging up just yet, going for some levy. And Blue's army is getting a little bit split up there. It could get pretty stacked up for the Chimera. Looks like some of the Chimera are actually being picked off there. Got some sentry towers going up. Chimeras do throw the flame burst there, immolating quite a bit of region, and the high pass is getting some good poison damage on in. Polyphemus gets a pretty good knockback there. Red's now aging up. His god power would be the 20 volt. High pass or Hippus push way forward, trying to take out the siege weapons. Very nice. And Red as well, ceasefire there to give him some breathing room. Not a bad idea. Blue's going to try to pull out some proxy sentry towers. You best use sentry busters to take them out. Ceasefire will last for another 10 seconds. Red is still aging up. Good amount of damage there. Towns that are under fire from the Petrobolos. One does go down there. Red does have a decent amount of tox phase, but now got a good number of siege towers pushed forward. High passes in the region as well. Towns that does get destroyed. Red does have max out villagers, so it's primarily needed for the population space. Red does have plenty of population space at the moment, and we've got the militiamen pushed forward. Handful more siege towers pushed forward. And the more structures destroyed, the more militiamen are going to charge forward and take out these Heliopoli, but Red does back the game now. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Give me a moment while I need to double check to figure out what's going on with the replay viewer. What on earth is making the top overlay go away? And it's not there. Wait. What is going on? So, wait, but if I pull this up, it's there. When I switch between players, it doesn't remove it. When I hit that, it stays there. If I fast forward, oh, there's that. But if I go back here, it's there. It stays there, but goes away at some point. What is going on with this? So what do I do that bugs it out?
Scopos?
Because now it's just working fine. I have no idea what's causing the issue with the thing. Alright, let's just go continue on and see if it goes away. Alright, let's find a replay. Somebody is viewing this one. I think I recognize that player. Yep, very highly rated player, so let's do that one. Somebody's also viewing this one. Go to this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn bottom left side as the blue Odin, we got HR. Spawn top right side as the red Zeus, we got Aces, the Rapple. For this replay, keep in mind I've been having issues with the replay viewer where this goes away and gets reverted back to another sort of style replay. I have no idea what causes it. Hopefully I just don't know what causes it. Is it when players age up? Is that what causes it? We're just gonna have to wait and see. But something's been bugging out the replay viewer. They fixed the sound issues and now they broke the replay viewer somehow. Either way, when it comes to relics on the map, we got the Fetters of Fenrir, increases villager attack. And we do have the Gablitin Odin's Wand, make your temple research cost less. Up here we do have Gunir, Odin's Spear, which does increase the hit points of counter infantry units, or counter cavalry units. And over here we do have Zerang, has walls, gain a little bit of health regen.
Tilbuin?
Temple now going on up. Blue did find a good number of goats there. Red find a lesser number of goats. We do have now Athena being queued on up, give access to Minotaur. And Blue has not queued up his age up just yet. She does have enough food. Going for Freyja. Let's see, does aging up break the replay viewer? That's my next step of figuring out what causes the replay viewer to get bugged up. Oh, it didn't disappear there. Maybe if I have, since I have blue selected, it would. Either way, there's Norm the Minotaur now pushes his way forward. Maybe something involving with Poseidon. Because the last two replays I had casted, it was Poseidon was it was Poseidon versus somebody and Poseidon Mirror. Maybe something involving Poseidon's the issue.
Yow. Tilbuin.
Valkyrie moving around, gets bolted there. Minotaur has fallen back. And Red is taking time to click up the berries. Berries do get collected up slower than hunts. It's probably, I think chickens get collected up faster than berries, so it's better to go for chickens than for berries. But we do have now the towns that are being built has Thesis next, or Jason next to it. And there was a wild hunt casted somewhere. The wild hunt was down of here, so this is a pretty large deer deposit. I wonder if this is a ×2? No. I see 6 caribou there. And there's... looks like 12 there, so it looks like I got a pretty good wild hunt there. Dwarves try to stop the scout there. Scout is dead, not big surprise. And we've got a good number of Ulfsarks now pulling the field by blue. And going for some throwing axemen now. Good number there. We do have now the Hay Mask, improving Berserker's speed by 10% and give them plus 25% damage versus Myth units. We have Pegasus being blown up by red. A forest fire there. Trying to size a ghost, a scaffolding there, the longhouse. And Jason may have destroyed it there. Right now, red does a slight villager advantage, trying to go for a longhouse there. This forest deposit will likely fully burn down. Looks like red's going to be trying to collect up that wood. But I can't speak right now. I got a bit of a welt on my lip, and it's making it trouble to speak. Hard for me to speak. We do now have medium infantry being queued on up. Berserks throwing Axemen and Herseers here. Decent force. Red does not have too much. Toxates would be a generally good item. Try and go for a longhouse here. Try and ghost prevent those villagers from escaping. Toxates firing away. Villagers going to stand and fight, so it's going to lose a pretty good number of them. Scaffolding has been cleaned on or deleted. Jason does go down there. Red's trying to go for more Toxates. Minotaur straight forward. All there's a couple Herseers there. Sentry tower did take a bit of damage there. Berserk's falling back, getting a bit of health for Gen while added. More housing before on the front line. Destroy some of these outlying structures, take out another village there, so they have the same villager count at the moment. Another house blown up by red. Do now the market now being built. We do have now the Olympian parentage being queued on up, not being actually being deployed. Blah, can't speak. Villagers against the town center. Red has queued up Dionysus, the Hail Hydra, and Bronze.
Skipan?
Temple here, he has Gunnar's Spear, giving him more top-like damage against all targets. And do have now Scaldy being queued on up, give access to the Frost Giant and to Frost. Toxates firing away, but not medium Toxates just yet. Building another archery range here. You're gonna have to immediately rebuild the temple if you're not really planning to make use of any sort of myth units, but the extra favor for the various research wouldn't be half bad. Who's now going for husbandry. Sort of surprised we haven't seen that earlier. The ghost probably would have been fattened up if he had that researched. Got these units maybe trying to clean up this infrastructure. That would put blue at top cap. Got a Raven here. Blue's now not at pop cap. Zeus has not started his age up, needs a lot more gold at the moment.
Skipan.
Berserk trying to push way forward. It should be opening there for him to connect with some of these villagers. Some of the villagers are getting hacked apart. A couple of them do go down there. Blue's still at 1 town center. Red is at 2, of course. And now Red is aging up to Dionysus. Maybe needed that market before he can get the age up going. We do now have also Tyre queued on up for the Fenris Wolfbrood and Fimbulwinter. I know it's actually been a while last seen Fenris Wolfbrood. Copper weapons now being researched by Red. Dionysus is almost complete. Queued up a lot of research there. Blue's just gonna hang back, get his mythic age going. We'll also get the Huntress Axe, giving medium throwing axemen increased 1 range and give them good tracking. We've also got a number of Hellscarls spawn field counter archer units. They are also a pretty good unit to go along with the Berserks, since they do have good movement speed. Berserks do have 8.8 damage with a very fast attack speed, putting them up to 11.6. Hellscarls do actually have a decent damage rate at 8.8 with standard attack speed. 44 health, good range resist, bad hack armor. Less armor, better hack armor, no range armor. So they're pretty good unit to accompany them. They're quite similar, and they just fill in each other's weaknesses. Blue's now sway forward, and now he's queued up the Berserker gain, increases Berserk's get them lifesteal. We're trying to build is preparing the town center. Odysseus needs to start hitting the Frost Giant. We've now got Bronze deployed in the field to help counter out the advance. Frost there to zone out the bronzed units. Red town center will go down. I think good number of villagers are frozen, so they won't take any damage. And there's actually quite a bit of a blockade there, but everything can just get on top of them. It looks like a decent force here, and a 2-headed Hydra as well. It's the Fenris Wolfbrood causing issues. Frost is still active for another 20 seconds. Fenris Wolfbrood has, or the Fimbulwinter has subsided. Let's clean up those units there. Hydra is probably a couple hits away from getting 3 heads. Hill Fort now being established on the front line. We do now have the ballistics research being researched. Fortress now built. We've got a good number of high passes. Bit of freezing there. Odyssey needs to focus on the Frost Giant, as will finish Wolfbrood. Berserk getting pushed way forward. Restoration now deployed out by Red. Very nice. High passes do move at 4.3, while Berserks move at 5.3, and Huskarls do move at 5. Hydra at full health, 3 heads. Was now trying to push his way over here. Looks like a Minotaur gets some goring done. Does pull out gate that helps some of these villagers escape on out of there. Let's finish Wolfbrood do take a bit of damage. It does go down there. Blue's a little bit trapped there. Archer's now firing away, hitting some of the Huskarls. Gore some of those units, knocking them around. Applies push way forward. They will find these units here. But will he realize? Yep, he did realize he spotted them. Nice little pick there. Blue does not have expendable civilian population. Red has a much greater amount. So these losses are pretty big by Blue. Takes out all those villagers there. Blue right now has 49 villagers versus 75. He does have 2 villager queues now. Got some idle villagers there by Red. Another round of Hoplites pushing the way forward. We got Pegasus to the region as well. And Red does have a decent amount of food in reserve. Just needs a little bit more gold before he can get his own age up going. Village does get picked off there. Blue's now straight forward. Does have a decent amount of throwing axemen on the field. They're a good counter infantry unit. They are champion infantry as well. Hydra's currently at 3 heads and at full health. Takes out that Berserk. And all those guys get ripped apart. We do now have Hera now being queued on up. Give back some Medusa. Level 4 now being established. Does have now 3 town centers, but looks like he's running low on food, so unable to maintain the village production. Has a handful of farms, building more farms over here. Red's at maxed out population at the moment. Blue has a little bit extra more space he can work with. Right now, Red has just a lot more villagers, which means smaller military force. We got 3 Hydras in the field. That's quite a bit. He does also have a decent amount of favors. Can go for bronze or restoration right now, or maybe a restoration and a bolt. And Blue's lacking heroes right now, so these Hydras would do some good work. He does go for bronze. We do now have the Iron Shields research. Winter Harvest now queued on up. I'm not sure what got cancelled. So Axemen do not do well versus Greek heroes. They're not classified as infantry. Both those structures do go down. Interrupts the fortified towns upgrade as well. Throwing Axemen not falling back. Red does have a good amount of talk stays on the field. Red's also going for boiling oil as well as masonry at the moment. He has gone for champion range and champion heavy as well. Going all of that research. Has actually a lightning storm if needed, but doesn't have throwing Axemen don't pose a threat to his current composition. Towns that are sieging down, being sieged down by the Hydras. Up north, they do have a bit of a counterattack here. Medusa gets sliced apart. Got a 4-headed Hydra as well as a 2-headed Hydra. And red does pull out the Lightning Sword, and immediately after that, blue does resign. This hand grade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. Before I get to the next replay, I do need the restroom. Please give me one moment. My apologies, I'm back. Looks like that game did not have its UI disappear, so I'm not sure what went on for the first 2 games. I think it does have to do something with Poseidon at this point. Keep an eye on Matilda. See if there's anything else. Let's go back to that one. Oh, here we go. Greens have won, and great here with another Age of Mythology replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the pink set. We got Thunder is 2025. Spawn on the top left side. Wait, is that what causes it to lure? Excuse me one moment. See, it was spacebar backspawn. What causes that to disappear? Control backspace. Control backspace. Okay, that did not restart it. Is it Poseidon that breaks it? Let me see. Browse. There. We'll do it here. It did not do it there. I'll just start over and keep an eye on the lure since I know it's popping up. See, it's there. Greetings everyone, and great here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn bottom right side as the pink set. We got Thunder Cage 2025. Spawn top left side as the red Zeus. Okay. There's some sort of issue with the recent replays where having... It seems like lure tends to break this up there, but this time it didn't. I don't know. Sometimes it's been breaking, sometimes not. Either way. Spawn top left side is the red Poseidon got 0. And there's just some sort of issue with the replay bugging out where it just breaks this part. I don't know what causes it. Either way, we do have, of course, a monument to the village spawn and field, which not only generates a bit of favor, also reduces the training reduce the cost of training units nearby Miggled strongholds and barracks, but I can't speak right now. Baboon set has obtained some goats. They are the goat. For relics, got Gungnir, Odin's spear, and looks like red will be stealing these hyenas. Hyenas do 0.7 damage in this age. And we got Gambiton's Odin Wand, which makes your temple technology cost cheaper. Attacks of Imoplet reduces building time by 10%, as well as Olsberg Wagon makes the caravans faster and cheaper, which may be a bit more transformative. I generally view the set bonus of claiming all the wildlife as more of an economic bonus than a combat bonus, since they're generally better to be eaten than trying to use for combat, because combat stats, they are bad. But this is, of course, age 1, which means they get a damage reduction. Poseidon is aged up to Hermes, and Set's aging up to Anubis. There is a centaur there. I need to spot the centaur once again. Of course, spotting it allows him to bring over the pharaoh immediately. But looks like he's getting shots off. Not like he would do much damage in this age. Oh wait, he only has 3 range in age 1. I did not know that. Now it has a range 12, and hyenas go up to 7 damage. But still, their DPS is horrible. It's better just to eat them for 75 food. They're not great in combat. Most of the wildlife is not good in combat. Example, he has a rhinoceros, 8 damage. But of course, at a slower attack speed, which is so low, it doesn't even show calculated there. And its health is not even better. An axeman is probably equal. Got the Nubai here, getting hit by Hippolyta. The Nubite does move at 5 move speed. Hippolyta move at 5.6, so she can outrun the Nubite. We do also have the queue up of the Feet of the Jackal, increasing the hit points by 40%, damage by 20%, as 3 increased maximum range for the jump. And it looks like the jump attack work rate for... I'm not so sure what that means. Jump attack work rate for human soldiers, myth units, and villagers. It sounds like it makes it so the jump itself is faster for all of your myth units, I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe it connects faster with his target. I don't know.
In which
Especially before with some hippos. Even though I said the animals are set are not very good in combat, they at least be good in defense. And decent number of dead zebra there. Red may have killed them off to deny them to red. Red scout here will see the town center is not being built at the moment. Not decided to build a town center just yet. Red's trying to be aggressive with the cavalry. Spearman's be a good idea. Serpent Spear gives your spearman some additional poison damage. We're gonna put up the wall there. And Nubites get some slices there. And here comes the Spearmen. They move at 5.3. They move pretty quickly. They actually move faster than the Nubites. So apparently the exotic doggos move slower than a man with a spear. Or a big pointy stick. It doesn't... I don't know if the description's right. It adds 1/3 divine damage over time to melee attacks for 6 seconds. I guess it takes them more often than once per second? I don't know. Of course, we do have the vision ability still available, which I believe can be upgraded so it's reusable. This temple. I can't highlight it for description since it's a replay. Do not have red queuing on up Aphrodite. Get access to the Nemean line and to Curse. Against Spearmen, not really critical, but can be quite nice. Centaur and Hippus now queued on up. Villagers trying to repair up this wall segment now. Of course, got the watchtower firing away. Pink has now deployed out double town center. And more Nubites in the build queue.
I'm reaching. Into you.
We do have the medium spearmen. Do now the age up queued on up. Lord of Horses give a bit of health for Jen and a bit of line of sight for Poseidon's cavalry. A Nubite taking some fire there. Here comes Spearmen. These Hippos are only regular Hippos, not medium Hippos. Got a handful of priests here for anti-mythinic fire. Very nice. Gets out one of those Hippos there. If he gets another jump there, could get some good damage. More Centaur, more Hippos on the build queue. We do have now Nephetis being queued up. Give access to Scorpion Men and to Ancestors. What did I just hear? Must have been these guys going to the Rhinoceros. Gold deposit almost cleaned on up.
Great.
Getting some decent healing here. We've got more cavalry pushed forward. Maybe some more spearmen in order. It does have some hyenas help absorb some shots there. Curse deployed in a pretty good time.
I'm weak.
It got serpents brought in as well. Serpents not great, but they will help. Piggy's a wee wing all the way to their new home. My stomach. So now the serpents being picked up there by the Hippos. More medium spearmen, of course, being put on the field. Very nice. We'll need some more priests as well. It does get a round of crocodiles and giraffes, which I think does delete the giraffes for food. Besides not delete the crocodiles, they have 150 food into them, but maybe just wants a little bit extra mass going. Giraffes are set. That's Mother Nature variant, so it is at an arcade gauge for damage. So I don't know what the base damage of giraffes set is. But seeing how they have usually it's times 10, so I'm guessing maybe 5 at a rate of 1.4. In other words, not great. If I were to hazard a poor guess. Poseidon still has access to a ceasefire, which can be quite nasty. Pharaoh's falling back for these villagers. Scorpion Man, or what's slowing down the formation? It's the crocodile slowing down the formation. He needs to get the crocodiles not with the formation. Picks up some of the obelisks. These obelisks are tormenting him, so. And Pink is trying to get some more walls going, but of course they're not fully built. He's trying to ghost them. He does ghost them. He does go ahead and slice them quickly open though. Spearman gets some good strikes there, getting some poison damage.
In which?
I think the health regen is greater than the poison damage. So the poison damage is not that great still. Got some minions being put on the field. Nemean Lion and does decide to counteract the minions, the ancestors, with the ceasefire. Blue could pursue or maybe stay back, get some healing. Ancestors will last for another 40 seconds. Ceasefire will only last for 20. So maybe a good idea just to send the minions forward and just do something. Got heavy hippus on the field. Copper shield, which he does not need. I suppose against the centaurs he actually does need it. Demon Lion getting focused on by the heroes, including the Pharaoh here. Priests are only more close to the okay when fighting against myth units. The Pharaoh's wars actually gets pretty good. Yeah, the poison damage from Spearmen it's not great. The fact that 0.5 health regen is greater than the 0.13 poison damage means, yeah, not great. And it looks like Red's army will get cleaned on up. Yep, if you look at this guy here who's affected by the poison damage, his health went up rather than down, so 0.5 health regen per second is greater than the poison damage. Yeah, that poison upgrade on the Spearman, I think it's bugged. I think it needs to be increased. By a fair margin to be worth any good. Does take out some of the centaurs there with the priest. Got the Spearman force getting some good engagements onto these horsemen. Takes out more of the centaur there with the Nubai as well. Good number of priests here, getting some good damage. Got the Miggle stronghold going on up. Pink does have 13 more villagers than his opponent. Takes out the centaur there.
Into you.
And some very, very good health regen there.
Rig.
Red may find some of these villagers, or these villagers, a lot of exposed villagers here.
In which?
And Red's arm is pretty far away. These villagers
Into you.
are going to be picked on off. These ones are falling back. These ones are just sacrificed. Or not sacrificed, just discarded to say the least. Decided not even try to save them. We do have a decent force here of spearmen, a couple Nubites, good number of priests. But this force is not too significant at the moment. Red has a pretty small force in the field. Sound like some crocodiles may have been killed off there. He may have deleted the 3 crocodiles he had. Gold mine now under fire there. Takes on another villager. Got a wounded villager here. Looks like other wounded villagers we picked on off. And now the villager count is quite even. Now I've got the pharaoh with this force here. The priests are relatively slow, spearmen are fast. Takes out one the centaur. We do also have the Nebidi being queued on up. Increases priest and pharaoh damage against myth units by 100%. Increases the bonus damage by 100%, should more precisely say. And we do also have now that champion spearmen are already queued on up. Copper shields, bronze weapons, bronze armor. A lot of research queued on up. Right now, Pink is lacking food. Delicious food. Good number of those villagers going to be going on down. This will be very beneficial to Pink since Red has only 1 town center. Red is aging up to Artemis, give access to Chimera and to the Earthquake God power. Parshket does have a good number of high passes there. It's going to say against all the spearmen. Centaur does go down there. That obelisk will no longer torment him.
In wedge.
Try and break down the gate. You know there's an opening right next to him. Atlantean Hypasus pushing way forward. A couple Hippus mixed on in. Got now some Axemans here. Big brawl there. Priests are just going to provide some basic fire support since there's no units from the counter. The Pharaoh has good damage at 16, so he just provides some great fire support. A couple of Hippus. These guys in the hold fire stance looks like. Pink now pursuing. Hippus do move at 4.3 while the Spearmen move at 5.3. And now Poseidon has Aegon up and bring in an Earthquake. Chimera here revealing himself. He gets really stoned to death, which is very good. But the immolation field is still firing while burning these Spearmen. Red will win, but won't be a great win. One method priest and the Pharaoh wouldn't be half bad. The Pharaoh, of course, will be replaced for free given enough time. But the priests do cost money. Mythical strongholds spawn in the field, so Pink can age up, at least technology-wise, but still big problem food. Has massive gold reserves, still has access to the Vision God power as well. Going for some more Axemen. Does not have the heavy Axemen just yet. Nemean Lion gets some damage there. Oh, well, that's the original one. Either way, Nemean Lion is pretty close to death. And the Greeks have no way to heal up most of their units. Nice healing there from the Pharaohs. And there's the Earthquake. Will destroy a lot of the housing. Of course, that will can be replaced for free. Town center will cost a bit of gold, but does they actually get the Age of One? Must have bought a lot of food. Going for Horus. Gets access to the Avenger as well as the Tornado. So needs food, but does have a good number of villagers on gold. Red's now pushing forward, does have champion Hypasus. Versus medium Axemen, no heavy Axemen just yet, though. That's the heavy Axemen upgrade. Polyphemus there. More barracks being rebuilt. They do only cost right now 56 gold. As well, he is playing sets, so putting monuments next to these barracks will reduce the cost. So maybe putting one here to also put Nigel Stronghold. I mean, replacing the monument to the villagers there wouldn't be half bad. Because right now, Red has no favor generation, appears to be. He is going for some chariot archers, not a bad idea. High passes right now doing 9.9 at slow attack speed, so at 8.3. These medium heavy axemen right now doing 7.3, so a little bit behind. 4.5 multiplier versus 5. So overall, looks like the champion high passive will be better, but of course it's champion versus heavy as well. Got the age up going there, going for the tornado. And like that, Red does surrender. That tornado was being rammed off the army and was being kept there. And if he falls back, he would have lost the army. If he would have kept it there, he would have lost the army. Maybe a little bit too premature surrender there by Red. But either way, there's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Good time for a tornado. Also, it's very hard to get good uses out of that god power. It seems like it's not great compared to a lot of final god powers. Let's see now. Too low. Oh, that's a high rank. Kimbo. Is that Kimbo Sabi from the Command & Conquer? Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the north side as the blue Odin, we got Uwu Kyo. Spawn on the south side as the red Nuwa, we got Kimbo. And I wonder if that's the Kimbo from the Command & Conquer Kane's Wrath that I know of. A threat of green 0. But I could be mistaken. Got some goats being obtained, they are the goat. We got a good number of baboons here. And of course, the silo being built now. When it comes to relics on the map, we do have the Wuhao Bow of Hungdi. Gives a little bit of a snare effect for your ranged units, slowing down units by 15%. Arrows of the All-Far increase attack of buildings by 20%, which can be nice if you want to really dig in. That's probably more better for the Chinese factions overall. Donier, Odin's Spear increases the damage of counter cavalry units, so Erdman and I think what's called Halberdiers. 9 Cauldrons. Increase the hack and pierce armor of soldiers trained from fortress type buildings. So that would the Huskarls, and I'm assuming that's like the level 2? I can't remember what the Chinese I can't think right now. Let's just switch over to him. The, what's it called? Oh yeah, I can't highlight it. What are this buildings called? We do now have Heimdall being queued on up. You know, it's been a while last since seen Heimdall. We see Freyja, we've seen Forseti, no, Trolls and Valkyries, but we don't really see Einhare all too often. A little bit something different. I'm perfectly fine with that. And oh, we got this button there now available in the replay viewer. Got the settlement being built. Got a single, whatchamacallit, Ulf's Arc there. Push way forward. Pioneer wards it away. Settlement will be built. And now got the Raven taking some damage there. It does have a bit of health regen. It is now dead. Its health regen is no longer active.
Skipan.
Yeah, Creator's Auspice, tier 0. Peasants food cost minus 0%, and building hit points plus 0%. I suppose right now it means supplies nothing. But it's nice that this is now revealed in the replay viewer. It's something they added this replay. But it also seems like the replay viewer has been breaking quite often where this just disappears and go to a regular replay. So I'm not exactly sure what exactly is going on. It seems like every single patch, something breaks and something gets added. Of course, you get the creation ability. Summons a number of clay peasants. Pioneer has picked up this relic there. Get a bit of a snare effect for your ranged units. What if it applies to the Pioneer? It is classified as ranged soldiers, so should apply. And Blue's placing down this house right where you want to put down a silo. How annoying. Got this armory now being built. This hero effect on this unit. It's like sort of bugging out when he does that motion. And now we've got the stone walls being put in the field, the earth walls. Nice and early, which means this entire region is pretty much just locked down. A little bit of area to skirt around here and there, but it's not great. And every single one of these walls are in fact gates. So it's easy to go in and out for red. Horrible for blue now. Of course, you can send out a couple of Zarks, start picking away against the walls. Once one goes down, they all take damage, and eventually when you can knock down enough of them, they all go down. We have now this Queong Key. I have no idea how to pronounce a lot of this stuff. Flying around. It's a hybrid flying and ground unit. I just realized something. Undermine. I'm assuming that does severe damage to those earth walls. It should. This could immediately destroy those earth walls. Villagers, gatherers, shanking the Queong Key. They're gatherers. They're going to gather its flesh. We do now have the watchtower being queued on up by blue. A little bit extra defense never hurts. Another Raven has been resummoned. Just put on auto scout if you don't know what to do with it. But it's probably a good idea to post it at a choke point. Since this map does have basically two very large choke points, you can put one Raven over here and one Raven over here. Tier 1, so minus 25% food cost for his villagers. Very nice. At least primarily for peasants. Probably does not apply to these guys here. It does not appear to be applying to it. And a little bit extra hit points for buildings never hurt as well. It actually makes them hurt quite a bit because they take more of a beating before they die. More baboons spotted on the field. That's a lot of baboons. I don't know if that's the best spot for it. There were 12 baboons when we originally selected on it. Each one provides 100 food. Let's see if there's another food deposit here. Say each giraffe, that would provide you additional 500, and gazelle, well, 150 each. I suppose that's not a bad spot then overall. Just because there's a lot of animals doesn't mean it's a great target, but I think the more I look at it, I think it was a good target. Or a fine enough target. Longhouse, Great Hall there. Since we're still in the eco phase, I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit. We do not have an age up or queued on up, Scaldy. And we do, of course, have going a couple villagers go down there, or the Pioneer. And they've got going, whatever that guy was called, gets access to forest protection. And to this Tao Wu, which is a very slow moving beast that charges and headbutts something. Red does obtain the goats. And blue is just being more annoying. Got another house here. This house finally goes down. We've also got a machine workshop here. Of course, give you access to fire archers and Shuko news. I wonder. Here's the fortress type building. Give access to the units there. That one relic, like I said, provides fortress. Was it fortress units? Fortress infantry. Nine Cauldron does affect fortress units, and so his various elite cavalry has increased armor. House will go down there. We do have now the towns that are being built, or started being built, going for Longhouse now. You may want to cancel this thing before this thing is charged headlong to the scaffolding, because it's only at 45 health. It's the house there. And one strike and this will go down. You need some Herseers. Of course, you can't get Herseers from here. Go for Berserk, and does take out the structure there. There's a Herseers. This thing does have a pretty good amount of health. It's really an anti-structure unit. It's also too slow to move around with an army. Its job is to charge in, absorb shots, and take out structures. 70 siege damage, 20 melee damage. There is a White Horse Cavalry here. Got some Fire Archers here, which is both counter infantry, but sort of. I suppose times 3 is the decent amount. Throwing axemen were like 3.5 or times 4. But they also more meant for anti-structure as well. Got some herdmen being put in field, counter cavalry units for the Norse, and the town center will be built. Does get inside and pops on out, trying to do a quick engagement over here. Very nice. Traps some of the cavalry. Very nice. Needs more herdmen over here. He's going to have to eat the fire archer damage. He hasn't really counter over here for it. More Erdman now being employed on the field. He has aged up to Scaldi, and his opponent has aged up to age 4 to get access to the Great Flood and to this Water Dragon. We'll need to get some Gobi to deal with that. Fortified Town Center also researched by Blue as well. Trying to go for a Great Hall here. Probably eyeing for some raiding cavalry. We've also got the Axe Cart here. Even a game with myth units, this thing's just a stupid design. Even a game like this where it has a bunch of mythological units, I think this thing just looks stupid. We do now have the snare ability, the fortress protection right there. More Erdmen being employed in the field. And there is the frost ability to lock down everything in this region. We're going to repair up the town center. And somehow reason this axe cart also has a retractable blade for some odd reason. More Berserks being pulled in the field, some Ulfsarks. Could probably get some raiding cavalry to help hit these fire archers, but right now the forest protection caused some issues for him. Towns that will be filled. We got Champion Tiger Cavalry charged way forward, which is anti-range, anti-cavalry. Siege crossbow now deployed in the field as well. And now got the undermine ability there. Like I said as well, immediately destroyed all those wall segments. And I don't think... Oh, we got now Thimblewind summoned on it, and as well as the Great Flood, knocking back these forces. as well as some of the hyenas. Fimbulwinter is moving around, does force all of Red's villagers into their town centers. Some of his various structures are going on down. And Hari tooting his horn. More berserks being flowed on in. As well as a good number of Erdmen. He realizes his opponent's going for a heavy amount of cavalry, so he's going to counter cavalry with the counter cavalry. Those are fall back there. The cavalry is rotating around. Got a couple hill forts here. The hill forts are damaged from that great flood. Here comes our Erdmen. They are just heavy Erdmen, not champion. Got a number of fire archers there to help engage these various infantry units as well. He does have a Huskar also been pulled in, which would be a good counter for them. More Huskars being summoned on in, try and deal with these fire archers. Of course, they do get countered as well. More fire archers being pulled in the field. A lot of the champion cavalry is starting to get whittled down there, but more and more fire archers being pulled in the field. They don't have super high health. Huskars, of course, will do more than double damage to them. Oh, wait, no, just only double damage. Problem is, they receive a good amount of damage in return. Champion range units now being researched by the Chinese player. More Huskars being brought in. Forts providing some good fire support there. Cavalry are being picked on up. Of course, it does leave behind some dismounted units there. Looks like some raiding cavalry may be in order to help deal with the fire archers. There's a handful of them, though they are countered by these tiger cavalry as well. Covering axemen are overall not a good idea. These guys are not classified as infantry, so they will get ripped apart. They won't do much damage to these guys. Huskars push way forward, but they're just coming in small numbers, so I have trouble closing distance. Though the hill fort is comprised of good fire support, but these guys are also a siege unit as well. Going for mass berserks, and we'll just try to counter by just charging forward. Managed to need a group of force there, let some outlying structures be picked on off for some time. Always go for a counterattack. He has a good amount of stone walls there, but here comes the water dragon. Taking out all the dwarves. And I do have a good number of these ox caravans being deployed in the field as well. Mechanical ox caravans also being summoned as well. Multiple water dragons push forward, but they're still getting picked off by these wooden hill forts. They're actually doing very good damage to these myth units. Look at that. Didn't get hardly any damage there. Really didn't do much damage. Oh yeah, 90% range resistance. They only do range damage, not siege damage. So those things cannot fight forts. So we'll be trying to push way forward, trying to deal with that dragon. Multiple dragons now flying about. More berserks being put in the field, more champion Huskars as well. Venomous Wolfroot summoned on in. One thing he could do is if he's having trouble, try to save up for a Frost to lock down this force. He is going for a good number with Venomous Wolfroot. I don't think they would be particularly great. Yeah, they may actually be pretty good. A Myth unit deployment, going for more Venomous Wolfroot. Huskarl's getting caught up on the cavalry. And looks like the Venomous Wolfroot are actually doing pretty good work with the support of Berserks as well. Since they're neither countered by their opponent's units, they will do some good work. But he does get out here now, Li Jing. And now these guys are being focused on since they lost all the escort. Dragon slowly being picked on off, mostly from the hill fort. More Huskarls being summoned on in. Some of these ox caravans could be attached to this town zero, so don't go down. Throwing a bit of fire there, which will give time for Blue to redeploy out his army. Huskarls push way forward, trying to deal with the champion cavalry. Got a good number of Huskarls now pushing way forward. Closing on in on the fire archers. Takes out the hero there, which may have been classified as hero or range, not sure. And there's a big water zone. And looks like the Huskarls managed to close in and do their work as a counter unit. More offense Wolfroot now being summoned on in. And now got some Chuko news now being summoned in around the fire archers. Berserks engaging champion cavalry. As Wolfroot push way forward. Big stun on the infantry units. Dragon's still doing some work. Blue needs to probably take time, regroup some forces back here rather than try and push forward. Juko is a bit more generalist than those fire archers. And Blue does back the game now. That's Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. We'll have time for one more replay tonight. But before I get started on the next replay, I do need to use the restroom again. Please give me one moment. My apologies, I'm back. Now let's see. This name seems familiar. Must be a different one I'm thinking of. That's Xbox, so let's not do that. 900. Keep an eye on that one, just in case. Banish Guile. Okay, Brewed Corn. Yeah, let's just do a Brewed Corn. Again, it broke up there. What is going on? Why is this sometimes breaking up there? Or it doesn't do the proper replay viewer. Go back to brewed corn. Again, it did it again. Try... Sometimes doing this seems like fix the issue. There's been an issue where it just doesn't load this up there. And I do not know why. Oops. Oh well. That was a decent rating game. I clicked on the wrong one. Oh well. It's up there. Oh, that's all I care. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. So on the top right side as the blue Oranos, we got Spanish Guile. So on the south side as the pink Odin, we got Ludwig 94. Butchered that name well enough. I realized something as well. They actually add in fast and multiple fastness, or they add a little parentheses text saying what's fast and faster. Either way, we do have, of course, the Tower of Cestus on the map, giving your towers 100% increased bonus damage versus myth units. Very nice. Removes the favorite cost for fortress type buildings. That came in quite handy as well if you want to go for a good number of fortresses. Particularly useful for every civilization. Tusk of Drang Kang, a pair of pigs will periodically summon in your temple. So you get free meat? Interesting. Chariot of Sabelli, a pair of lions instead of pigs. We do also have the Feathers of Jingwei. Gives you a bit of a wood trickle, not bad. And Foss Scepter makes your farms cost cheaper, so it's easier to transition to them. Very nice. Particularly useful for the Atlanteans, where their farms are, of course, twice the cost. We do have Freyja queued on up for pink. Oranos is not deployed anything, or queued up anything. Can go for Prometheus or Caladria. Going for Prometheus. Now we can get some Bob to go along with Prometheus. Sky Passage there. Sky Passages only cost favor in Retold. Of course, they do lose the capability of have the really bad defensive arrow. Economic Guild here. You have, of course, Shockwaves eventually be available. Prometheus will be very nice, help deal with any sort of early aggression. Gracia does spawn out a Valkyrie, so where's the Valkyrie at? That's a Raven. There's the Valkyrie. It looks like she's just being used for scouting around. That's reasonable enough. You don't have to always go hyper aggressive. Got counter barracks now being deployed in the field, as well as some military barracks. Counter infantry units such as Cherry Ballista I think are a little bit better than Termas, although people do like their Termas. Against the Norse, since their entire lineup's either infantry or cavalry, very little range units. Valor there onto the Oracle to engage the Valkyrie. She does do 14 damage with minus half there, so she actually does do decent damage for the heroes, but the Oracle will win out. Does have a pretty slow attack speed though. And now here comes the Berserk to finish off the Oracle.
Skopos?
6.6 DPS versus much higher 9.3. So good head tag off there. Marmello is now being queued on up by Blue.
Bureg.
Oops. And got some more Calpopeltis, which is the counter cavalry unit for the Greeks. In which Pink is going for raiding cavalry, so these counter cavalry units will be useful.
Skopos.
And Marmello got heroic fight as well.
Yuji.
It looks like Blue's just queuing up everything there. Sends out the Terma. Looks like the Raven is classified as a myth unit, so got shot down by the Terma, no problem. Is there another Sky Passage somewhere? And of course build 3 this aid, but this is only 2. So just trying to keep a garrison there to pop out, engage anything that may advance. Wounded Valkyrie here, of course. Needs another Valkyrie to heal the Valkyrie. Blue does find the goats. More throwing axemen being blown in the field by Pink. Now got a Valor power somewhere. Theft of Fire gives citizens increase. Heroic citizens increase gathering rate. So it does encourage you to spend your favor as well as valor on these citizens. Make sure they do their part. Even better. So it looks like Oranos is eyeing for some eco play. I'm perfectly fine with that. Makes for bigger conflicts later on. Raiding cavalry. Let's see, that's an Oracle there. Oracle will spot these guys coming. He's been behind the trees, so it's a little bit hard to see him depending on your camera angle. Nice little ambush there on the Valkyrie. Does not take her out. And the Oracle will be sliced apart. Sorry, that sound effect there threw me off guard. Got chicken still here to obtain. Blue needs to rotate these villagers somewhere else. He can always delete the Sky Pass to redeploy it somewhere else. Does cost 8 favor. Oh, they add a cost to the Sky Pass now. It no longer costs as a bit of favor. It costs 25 additional wood. You monster. No, it's not usable anymore, right? Yep. 8 favor is a bit of expense to redeploy over and over and over again. But it is a very powerful tool to keep your villagers safe, so it's probably very well worth it. Oranos could try aging up to, what was it, Hyperion for the Satyr, which also gets a research to make all your oracles heroic, all futures oracles heroic, and so you can generate some additional favor that way. Settlement being put on the field, both players getting a settlement, both players getting a bit of a late settlement. Njord being queued on up, give access to the Mountain Giant. You know, Njord's not that common in... It also gives it living woods, summon trees, and unlike in regular Age of Mythology, Retold makes them fully controllable trees, if I remember correctly. Turmoil takes some fire there. Nice thing about Njord though, the Mountain Giant is a pretty nice siege weapon. Got the Golden Lions available. Relic here has been obtained. So wonder pigs. Oh, did he not actually get it? Don't see it there. Did Blue get it? Oops. I'm not sure where that one relic went. It says there's a relic right here, but I don't see it. Maybe if I switch to the other player? Yeah, it says it's gone. Oh, looks he just put it in the thing and does get 2 free pigs. Looks like the pigs start out even less fattened than normal. And I wonder if it will have to wait for these guys to be eaten before they respawn, or will it just continue providing additional pigs? Either way, Blue is now researching Hyperion, which gives access to Satyr, and of course, was it Sons of the Sun, which is the research I was referring to, I believe. And going for a massive number of heroic citizens. They shall do their part.
Yao.
And looks like Piggy's score sent all the way over here. Looks like there's plenty of garrison space still inside the Sky Passage. Oh yeah, it's increased capacity got increased to 100%, 100 rather than the regular Age of Mythology, which was just 30, if I remember correctly. 30 was also the maximum control group by quickly highlighting the group as well. Back when in RTS, as older RTSs, you can only put so many units in a control group. Such a good quality of life change. Where you can have larger control groups. It wasn't like Age of Empires has always been pretty good with larger control groups, and I think it was like Brood War and StarCraft 1 was like 12 units, and I think the same for Warcraft 3. Can't remember though.
Bullreg. Herr Jost?
I think Age of Mythology Extended Edition also increased the control group up to 45. That could have been Age of Empires 2 though. I can't, HD or Definitive, I can't remember anymore. Either way, Valkyrie and Raiding Cavalry pushing the way forward. Of course, got the citizens here. They're all, or most of them, heroic. Does pop on out there. Turmos are not great against other cavalry units. In fact, they are countered by Raiding Cavalry. I'm not a big fan of Turmos. They are a counter unit, which honestly, always on paper feels a little bit weak. I think they're it's the reason why, because they are very mobile. But never liked Turmos. I like Chariot Ballista, which he is going for some now. And that will do bonus damage versus throwing Axemen versus Herseers. And of course the Ulfsarks. But not to the Raiding Cavalry. Peltas can have to be used for that, or just use the Mormellos. Heavy infantry queued on up by Blue. He's also going for some medium Contineris, his heavy cavalry. I wonder if these lines models are different. Nope, the natural lines and the relic lines are the same model. And I am also curious about the pigs. Okay, we do have 4 pigs in the field, so you do get infinite. You can get more than 2 pigs in the field per time from that relic. That's interesting. Good to know. Just random questions I ever have is like, how many pigs do you get from that at one time? For example, that relic lions, you can only have 2 on the field at a time. As Oracle has been, another one has been redeployed there. I think I saw the wooden or stone walls by Pink. Heroic Renewal or Rejuvenation. Renewal gives, also increase the hit points by 10%. Okay, that's just getting annoying. I'm gonna switch to Odin now. And since we're back to the eco phase, I'm going to fast forward a little bit more. Raiding Cavalry hasn't really been raiding. Got a fresh Valkyrie there. Or just have more than one Valkyrie now. Also got the Draft Forest research. And there's the Walking Woods. Pops them out. These guys says Myth unit, so in theory heroes will rip them apart. We've got some heroic Chariot Ballista there. Does activate the Frenzy there. Or Chaos. Same difference. Of course, with the 2 fortresses here, Blue has a lot of extra defense there. There's a Shockwave there, very nice. Pink does have a larger army, and it was in by those Walking Woods. There's some Battering Rams mixed on in. Got some couple Peltas now being blown in the field. Now I'm trying to smash in the wooden fortress there. Some of these heroes need to focus him down. And get the Valkyrie as well. They are doing a good job of focusing down the throwing Axemen. It looks like Blue will actually hold out. I thought Blue was losing the fight, but I was mistaken. All Sarks do fall back. Does have a Squirrel here. And a single walking wood remaining. Big round of heroic units there. Which also means heroic renewal, which means these wounded units are going to be healed up, given enough time. Destroyers deployed in the field. I do like destroyers. They're good at destroying buildings. Okay, they also have 1.5 range, so a little extra range. We do have Hecate queued on up for Lampades. And also gives access to Mythic Regeneration, which is one of the few ways to heal up your Titan in the original Age of Mythology game. Looks like I got some backup sky passages here if needed. Four out of 4. Maybe there's a limit to 4 pigs. Probably overthinking about the pigs. Relic lines moving over there. I mean, there are free, so you can always throw them in your army. Give it extra mass. Plus, they move at 5. It seems to be the Huskarls, so if you're pulling on Huskarls, they can at least accompany them. Just get a little bit extra mass going. A large number of destroyers, including heroic destroyers. Blue is really on these heroes. So any additional hero research on the Mythic Rejuvenation? No, just that. And I do also like this as well. No shield upgrade when fighting Norse. They have very little ranged units to worry about, so you don't need to worry about the shield upgrades. It's a bit of an issue I usually see players get. And also I do like the fact that these players are also not immediately going for the levies, because they're actually not cost effective in most situations. The best to get back to remax, but they're not good to build up. Got Tyra queued on up for Fenris Wolf Brood. And Hecate will be deployed in the field. If I remember correctly, Hecate is a daughter of Hades, right? And the Lampades were given to her from Hades to help light up her path in the underworld with their torches.
Yuji?
Turbo will spot the Huskarls. Huskarls will do bonus damage to him. Shockwave there. And does go ahead and cast a bit of chaos there, which immediately starts stabbing her. Apparently, not doing as much damage as I expected. And it looks like the frenzy is still permanent. Oh, battering rams engaging right there. Who's pushing forward there? Citizens trying to take out those battering rams, which they do bonus damage versus them. The Pink's army quickly got disintegrated there. Didn't seem like Pink had much army there to begin with. We do have a good number of piggies there. Actually, he has a good number of pigs there. And there is a Tartan Engage, which spawned out aggressive Tartan spawn. Which now Blue's getting a little bit too close to the Tartan spawn. Though luckily most of his units are heroes, so they will rip them apart no problem. Pink seems like a little bit AFK. I know Pink is has pretty good sized build queue. He was saving for Tyre, that's what's going on. And looks like the Huskarls will take out the Tartan Gate, but there's so many Tartan spawn eating them that it was pretty messy for Pink. Though now Blue can push forward and not have to worry about fighting his own Tartan spawn, barring that guy there. And Tartan Spawn actually took out those Huskarls. I rarely see these guys in action. They did actually pretty good work there. Got Fimbulwinter active there. And not all the citizens are heroes, so they can't stand and fight against them. Blue has a good number of destroyers here to help engage buildings. Just 3 though, or 4. Starting spawn slowly being picked apart there. Thimblewinder has subsided. Off a pretty big queue of heavy berserks. He has good number of Cherry Bliss to help deal with him.
Locos?
Looks like he has 6 in total. 1 is a heroic. Pink has quite a bit of resource stockpiled up, but looks like he's missing production queues. Try and go for more houses there. He did lose a decent amount of housing to that Tartan's gate, didn't he? And we're gonna knock out the Walking Woods pretty straightforward. A number of these villagers going down. Berserk's coming for a nice little flank there, but Cherry Ballista are a counter to them. Champion infantry being queued on the forest fire. It's not a great god power still. If there were any way to buff this god power to make it decent, and looks like Pink does back the game. I would say the only way to buff the forest fire god powers was useful is you can target the ground, cause a field of immolation to deal damage over time, and if it goes next to trees, it spreads. That's my best way to balance that god power to make it actually usable. Either way, this is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As I mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay for tonight, so everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.